G'day, so today is going to be a dash configuration. So here's my dash here. Me and Eli, my son, have drawn out where we think the new stuff should be. So I've got some gauges. We need to do a bit of fiberglassing to fill these holes, and we'll show you how we do that. So first of all, we're going to tape them up. So if you come under here, we'll do it from behind, like this, pretty simply. Just to give it a little bit more strength, we'll go the other way as well. Right, yeah, let's have a look at that from the front side. Okay. So we're going to fill those holes. So the first thing we need to do is just get one of the gauges, get a template. So just got some leftover chop strand. We'll start with that. Basically, let's get a nice permanent marker. Okay, and some nice sharp scissors. Where are they? Over here. Good, everyone. That's my trusty cameraman Eli. So these are really good. These are the Black Panthers. So if you're looking for a sharp pair of scissors, these are brilliant. I've used these quite a bit, so they might be getting on a bit, but they're still cutting okay. Okay, so let's try that. Okay, good. Now that's okay if it's a little bit smaller. We can add some resin. It will stretch out a bit. There's also another type of glass we can use, this one here. This one's a different weave. I think they call it triaxial. There's biaxial, triaxial, double bias. There's all these different matting you can get. This is something I had left over from redoing the transom. So we'll do that one. This one's a lot harder to cut and get it right. It's a lot thicker. Okay, so we'll just keep cutting a heap of different ones of these so we can build them up. Put them aside. So we've cut up our templates for our dash. Here they all are. We lined them all up so they're ready to go. So I reckon we're going to mix up about 200 to 300 mil. Let's see how we go. 2%. So I'll say 4 mil. Maybe a tad more. Yep, that's nice. Okay, I've got my trusty brush. Nice $2.30 brush from Ken's Hardware. We're nearly flush, and then we'll sand all of that and then apply some gel coat over the top once it's all been sanded. But yeah, we're getting there.
The next day.
We've let that cure. It's got some high spots there, but we'll give that a nice sand, get that flush. We'll come around under here and show you what we're going to do on the back side. So we're going to peel this tape off in a sec. We're going to sand that all and then put another layer of glass over the top of that. So see how we went. So you want to make sure when you're sanding any fiberglass, you wear these. It might look like the funny man, but this actually stops you from getting itchy, and that itchiness is yuck.
Brother,
So I'm just going to mix up some gel coat for the minute. So we need about 200 mils. How much is that?
Smelly.
Yeah, 200. Put on. So just put some wax in styrene in this, just to make it easier to sand. And it's generally about 3 to 5%. I'll put a little bit more. It doesn't matter if you put a bit more. And that just helps with the sanding process. It won't gum up your sandpaper. So I'll mix that in. And 200 mils, and it's normally 1 to 2% for gel coat for catalyst. So it's 200 mils, so we'll go 2%, and that's 4 mil. So yeah, that's heaps. Paint the dash first, and then with the rest of it I'm going to mix it up to a thicker consistency using some Cabasil, and then fill some holes with it. I'll show you that later. So we've got to be quick. So I'm just going to prepare this with a bit of acetone, so all the contaminants come off, and then the gel coat will stick. I'll just put it in a bottle with some blue tape around it and put a hole in the lid. Okay. And I find using a brush and in something like this, if you're going to sand it, is really good. A roller is good if you're doing a lot of area, big area, but this just helps with a smooth finish when you want to sand it. And it's quite thick, so it will fill most holes, but the deeper ones I'm going to need to fill with, I'll mix this with a bit of Cabasil soon, which will give it some thickness, and I'll fill some holes around the boat. Okay, all those particles are gone. So some guys mix it up a bit differently. I like to add the catalyst first and then add. Some guys do it the other way. They add the Cabasil, then add the catalyst. Now tile is really good. You can use that. It doesn't matter what color you use in gel coat, it's just, this is what I've got, so this is what I'm using. There's a fair bit there, probably more than I need. it will go off in a big clump, or the bigger pile you have, the quicker it will go off. I think they call it an exothermic reaction. So the quicker it goes off, the hotter it gets, the quicker it goes off. Okay, start filling around the boat. So I've just sanded this gel coat back, and I'm just putting out the template of where we think this screen's gonna go. So right there, and I've traced that around it, and then the gauges can go on either side like that. So before I cut out those holes, give it a quick wipe down with acetone, give it a nice coat of resin, and put some layers of fiberglass over it. I actually put about 3 in the end, which is a bit overkill. But you know what I reckon? Overkill's pretty underrated. So this is the finished product. So with the Lowrance sounder in the middle, that's a 7-inch sounder. We've got the RPM here, miles per hour, fuel gauge up the top, and a trim and tilt gauge here, and also we put in a voltmeter.